There's a feeling a lot of us are carrying right now, and almost nobody talks about it clearly. It's that quiet realization that we don't really belong anymore. Not in the rooms we used to feel comfortable in, not in the conversations we used to enjoy, not even in some of the environments we once called home. And when that feeling shows up, the mind immediately asks, what's wrong with us? Why do we feel so disconnected? Why does everything feel different now? But here's the truth we're starting to see. We're not broken. We're not lost. We're not failing. We're between versions of ourselves. At a certain point in growth, something subtle but powerful happens. The old jokes don't land the same. Surface level conversations just feel draining. Noise feels louder than it used to. And it's not because we've become better than anyone else. It's because we've become way more aware. When our internal alignment shifts, our values, our nervous system, our attention, the external world doesn't immediately adjust. So it feels like rejection. But it's not rejection. It's dislocation. There's a word for this phase, even though most people have never heard it. It's called liminal space. A liminal space is the in-between. Not where we came from, not where we're going. It's the hallway between identities, the pause between chapters, the space where the old rules no longer apply, but the new ones haven't fully formed yet. Liminal spaces feel strange because there's no script, no clear role, no familiar reference points, no immediate sense of belonging. And the mind hates that. So it labels the discomfort as anxiety. A loneliness is something being off. But what's actually happening is a transition, not failure, not regression. A natural part of a liminal space. When the old identity dissolves, belonging dissolves with it. Not because something went wrong, but because the agreement expired. Transformation. We didn't get pushed out. We grew out. Belonging was never about fitting in. It was about agreement. Unspoken agreements about how we cope, what we laugh at, what we avoid, what we distract ourselves with. And when those agreements dissolve, the sense of belonging dissolves along with them. That's uncomfortable for most, but it's honest. This phase feels hard because the old identity is dissolving, but the new one hasn't fully formed yet. We're standing in the gap. This is the heart of a liminal space. The gap between who we were and who we haven't quite become yet. Humans don't like gaps. The mind wants certainty. The ego wants labels. The nervous system wants familiarity. So when all that disappears, the mind says something must be wrong. But nothing is wrong. Something is reorganizing. Think of it like this. Before a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it doesn't slowly upgrade, it dissolves. Inside the cocoon, it becomes biological soup. No structure, no identity, no direction. From the outside, it looks like death. But it's not death. It's reconfiguration. That's the phase we're in now. Reconfiguration. This is where a lot of confusion comes in. Solitude is not isolation. Isolation is avoidance. Solitude is intentional withdrawal for clarity. Isolation weakens us, as where solitude recalibrates us. Solitude is where old emotional patterns unwind. The nervous system learns safety without stimulation. Identity stops being built on performance. This is where quiet strength is forged. Not loud strength, not performative confidence, grounded strength. Presence is what carries us through this phase. Without presence, the mind, it spirals. What am I doing? Where do I belong? Am I failing? Am I falling behind? With presence, something stabilizes. We realize we don't need to know exactly who we're becoming yet. We just need to stay here. Presence turns uncertainty into a workspace instead of a threat. It gives us ground to stand on while identity reshapes. Liminal spaces don't require answers. They require presence. Trying to think our way out of this phase only increases the anxiety. But staying present inside it, that's what allows the next version of us to actually take shape. Presence doesn't collapse the space. It holds it. There's another layer to this that we need to say honestly. When we change internally, our environment has to change as well. And that includes the people around us. And even digitally, a lot of us are realizing that some connections in our lives are still tied to who we used to be. Old identities, old coping patterns, old conversations. That doesn't make anyone wrong. It just means the alignment has shifted. We get to build something all new. We're actively looking to build a community of people in this exact phase. People who think deeply, feel deeply, and want to live intentionally. Not to escape the world, but to curate our environment so it actually supports who we're becoming, who we want to be. A space where we don't have to explain ourselves, where growth isn't performative, where honesty is normal. If this resonates, you're not late. You're early. Growth, it has a social cost. We may lose certain relationships, certain dynamics, certain versions of how people see us. Not because we're better. Not because the agreement changed. Some people relate to who we were, not who we're becoming. And that's okay. We don't owe anyone the maintenance of an outdated version of ourselves. Liminal spaces are uncomfortable because they ask for trust without proof. We're used to seeing the next step, the next identity, the next circle. But here, the invitation is different. Stay, don't rush, don't numb, don't retreat into old versions of yourself just to feel familiar again. This phase doesn't last forever. but it does require something rare. Trust without evidence. We won't see the new people yet. We won't see the new alignment yet. We won't see the full picture yet. Our job isn't to rush the emergence. Our job is not to betray ourselves for comfort. Stay present, stay patient, and stay clear. We're in this phase and feeling unsteady. That's actually why I built the 7-day presence protocol. That's exactly why the 7-day presence protocol exists. Not to hype us up, not to motivate us, but to help stabilize the nervous system, quiet the mind, and stay grounded while the life reorganizes. When we stack small wins consistently, we gain confidence. When we gain confidence, we believe we can accomplish anything we want. The link is below if that resonates. It's simple to follow, but it's not easy. No pressure. And if you've made it to this point, I know you're serious. Not too many people make it this far. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. We are not lost. We're in a liminal space between versions of ourselves. And that's not a bad place to be. That's where real change actually happens. And that's not a bad place to be. No time like the presence. See you in the next one.